ladies and gentlemen, Catfish Tyler going live, back up, and I got my teeth all cleaned up, at least half of them in my mouth, and I'm going to get the other half tomorrow. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you've hit the notification button, Catfish Tyler is back. We're going to be showing you what's going on this screen here, and we're going to do it right now. And I want to thank you all for being here. Yes, I finally made it back a little later than I expected, but then again, I had to wait for a long time in the waiting room. How do you like this Sofi sitting here, 750 and rising? Oh my gosh, everybody. Welcome, welcome to the channel. I want to thank you for being here. Sofi pops on estimates. That's right. We got Zacks with an upgrade of estimates and going to a buy rating. We've had some recent reiterations on buys for much higher prices than where we are now, folks. We're talking as much as 60% gains still built in by some of these analysts and some of these estimates. So I want to thank you for being here. Please just be patient with me. We're going to be looking at some other stocks today, SOUN. I just picked up some of that just then there at $5.13 before I came online. And I would suggest that'd be a good area maybe to pick some up of that today. We're going to get back over here, cost to borrow. And we want to see how they're doing now once that I'm back on the screen. And hello, Shaniza. Yes. Oh, yeah, we're starting the run, folks. Here we go. Here we go, everybody. And how many shares have they got now left? Okay, 3.5. Let's go over here to institutional ownership. And let's see if we've had any more long institutions adding. I want to thank you all for being here very much. Thank you for being here. I am using my phone, and I cannot see what or where to respond. Top chat, live chat, super chat, hide all, cancel. We're not going to do that. So I will just be able to verbally respond to everybody who comes on today. And what we're doing is we're right now looking at SoFi institutional ownership, and it still remains at 37.26, so no big buys. I want to thank you for being here. Ascension 191. Where do you see SoFi Friday 5:30 after earnings? The put premiums are high. Well, let me just tell you this. I got my sell orders on SoFi at numbers that you probably would not understand, but I'll tell you why I do. Because I know and believe it's going to go up, and it's going to go up big time. So I have my sell orders on SoFi, number one, very, very high. But number two, I have them in place so that no shorts can borrow my shares. My sell orders are already in place on SoFi, and they're in the 8s, the 9s, the 10s, the 11s, the 12s, the 13s, 14s, all the way up to $39.98. And I leave them there because they're good till canceled orders that shares that way cannot be borrowed by anybody. And if you have an account that allows you to select borrowing or not borrowing, I would highly suggest that you not borrow, let anybody borrow. Click on the thing that states, do not let my shares be borrowed. And make sure your sell orders are in on SoFi at these crazy high prices that I'm going to show you right now. I want to thank you for being here. Parka, Bitcoin halving is right around the corner. Yep. Are you prepared? I'm ready, man. I can't wait till it happens. I can't wait. I'm ready. I own BITF, and I'm expecting to see a very nice increase on that. Parka, hello. Yeah, let's go, bro. And we just broke over 750, and folks, that means we could go all the way to 8 very quickly. Hello, bro. Can you give me some $10? Yeah. All right. Let me show you where I have my sell orders, everyone. So I already sold this morning. Let's just change these all to 7s to 8s, okay? And the 8s, let's make them 7s, all right? That's what we're doing. We're interacting now. So this morning I sold at 848. I sold 2,000 shares at 848, and I bought them back right down here at 841. And I actually filled 500 at 840, 841, 842, and 843. So the 2,000 shares I bought that I sold at 848, I bought them all back from 840 to 843, okay? And then the next place that I would suggest selling is here, and then buy back 849 to 851, sell here, buy back here. And everywhere you see these small numbers, I'm only selling sometimes only 50 to 100, maybe 200 shares. These large ones, I sell 2,000 shares at a time. I hold over 55,000 shares of SoFi right now. And I want you to know that I will also sell a little bit at 876, get it back at 867, sell it at 887, 2,000 shares. And I break this up now. I sell 500 at 886, 1,000 at 887, 1,000 at 888, 500 at 889. And then I buy back here at 878 because I think they'll pull it back off that 888 for sure. Then I sell a little at 892, buy it back at 888 again. And then I sell at 898 to buy back at 893 to 891, or even as low as this, or even as low as this. Because when they get up here to 9, folks, they can easily take it back to that. Try and scare everybody out, show their dominance, how they can make it go back to 866. But then after that, when it crosses over 9, it goes to 908, then I just repeat this. I sell at 908. I buy back at 870, 897, 898, 899. I sell at 912. I buy back at 908 to 901 or even lower because they love to attack from the 13. All right. I sell at 920. And guys, you guys have seen me the other day. You saw me sell here at this 918. I couldn't get to 920, but I did sell some at 918 because I put orders in at the 17, 18, 19, and 20. And then I try to buy back again at 814 to 811 or even lower from there. But 830, buy back at 824 to 821, sell at 890, 844, buy back at 839, sell at 848 like I did this morning at 748, and buy back at 840, 841, 842, 843. And then these numbers repeat. They repeat all the way through up to $39.98 right now. I have sell orders at 16. I have sell orders at 1665, at 1676, at 1687, at 1692. I have 1698 and then 1708. And then it goes up to 18. I just have all these sell orders in place, good till cancel, so that my shares can't be borrowed. And another thing is, then come the earnings call that we're going to see coming our way on here on April the 29th. The price will run up to whatever it gets to, and I'll sell at all those positions. They'll all be sold, and I'll make a fortune that day. And you can too if you do the same thing I do, because I can assure you, every single time this stock has run up big on earnings, every single time this stock has run up big on earnings, they run it back down. And they're going to do it again, people. I don't know what they're going to run it up to, but they're going to run it up to as high as I think around the 1270, maybe 1230, maybe even 13 and a half on earnings. And the reason I say that is I think we're going to blow doors. They dump it after the run up 100%. That's right, every single time. So I'm going to catch every single sell order in those numbers as high as it goes. I don't know how high it's going to go. I'm not selling any SoFi shares till $20. Good for you. In between then, I'll make 3 times as much money as you do waiting for that. All right? You keep doing that, and that's a good game plan, and you're going to make out very well, and you will one day be able to sell over $20 and even more. But I tell you right now, you guys have watched me, those that have been here recently, when I sold at $9.18 there a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and bought back down at 870s about 6 times. Yep, you must have at least $25,000 in order to do what I'm doing. If you don't, you're going to get flagged for, you'll get in trouble. Good faith violation. Now, if you do not happen to have, then there's some numbers where I suggest you sell at, and then just buy back. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Yeah, I am not a financial advisor, everyone. I am here. I'll show you who you're talking to here. Some of you don't know. This is me, Catfish Tyler. And today I had to run off to the dentist, and I didn't get a chance to be here with everybody. But I'm back right now. And if you've got $25,000 and you do what I just showed you, you're going to make out like a bandit on this stock. I'm telling you now, if you sell at these numbers where I'm showing you to sell, all right, if you sell at these numbers where I'm telling you to sell, I got to return this back around now. At these numbers that I'm telling you to sell here, obviously, if you're selling all through the 8s, you already bought in the 6s and 7s with me, and maybe even lower when I bought in the 4s. But folks, when you're selling here at these numbers, regardless of whether it pulls back to these numbers or not, who gives a crap? You just made a crap load of money. You're making 20 to 25% on every one of these sells through the 8s. And through the 9s, you're making 25 to 30. And through the 10s, you're making 35 to 40. So who gives a damn if it pulls back to these numbers? But I guarantee you, more times than not, once it hits these numbers right here that I have circled, folks, it's going to pull back. It's going to pull back, and I take advantage of it because I can. All right? So if you want, like that other gentleman, you can hold on to Sofi till it's $20 a share, or in between now and then, you can keep making a ton of money on this stock, day trading it, and it's going to get even more radical, people. It's going to get more radical. It's going to get way more radical than it is right now. And how do you like the fact that Shorty can't even hold it under 750 right now? I love that, everybody. I'm very grateful. Now, I'd like to ask for you to please consider hitting the like button here at the same time that everybody. Let's just count down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Please depress the like button. And let's get as many likes over here as we can on this channel. I have a lot of people that are normally here this time of day. I'll hold the screen down and hit that like button. There you go. Folks, we've also got some other stocks that we've got our eyes on here recently, but I'm not following those today. I'm just kind of watching Sofi here very closely. One thing I want to do is go over here to Sofi short interest, and let me click on that, and then go down here and look at short. All right, here we go, short volume, and that will be good. And let's see what's going on here now. Short volume is very low and compared to what it has recently been over there in the 60s and 70s, folks. Look at over there where it used to be. Short volume way over there used to be up the percentage on the far right. 75%, 68%, 63, 72, 55. Oh boy, they're dropping now. Look at it down there to 38 yesterday and 56 today. Folks, that's where we're at. You can see, all right? All right, and I want you to also know that there are, and when Sofi's price gets over 750, there's a nice possibility of a gap from here right on up to 8 or even higher. Katie Wentworth, hey, Kat. Danny Dills just went on a sweet rant on Sofi. It was epic. All right. Good deal. I am very happy to hear that. And I am very happy that I have a chance to come back here and watch this Sofi stock taking off. I'm going to put this back so you can see. Some people do not know who I am, so and I'm not using my normal software. I'm using my cell phone right now to stream from. And one thing I found out this morning was I had an incredible number of people come over to the channel to listen to me talk about Sofi this morning for such a short duration. I was only on for 40 minutes or so, and man, there was just almost 1,000 people. So this cell phone, for some reason, and which I don't know and I can't explain, for some reason this cell phone gets a heck of a lot more, and I'm laughing at myself now because I went to the dentist and this whole side of my mouth over here is, you can see I've got numbness and my lip is actually lower than on the one side. But hey man, check out this stock here. Midwest Cannabis, yes, my Michigan buddy Catfish. I'm back here and I'm watching Sofi. And folks, this is absolutely what I expected. All right, AMKULR to the moon. I know you were here, somebody talking about it yesterday, KULR. At the very end of the day, they said something like, hey, let's take a look at KULR. And I said, oh man, I didn't really like it too much. I didn't really like it too much. But I did go look at it. And let's go see how much to the moon it is. Oh my God, it's up a whole 1%, people. That's not to the moon. Sofi's to the moon, people. Sofi's up 4.38% today, everybody. Whoa! So now it's up 4.44, now 4.51. She's on a friggin' tear, and she's not going to stop, everyone. All the shorts, you should be scared. What's up, Tyler? You still watching that dead horse, LOL? Yeah, dead horse stock. Yeah, I sure am. Yes, I am. Ascension, how far do you expect Sofi to pull back after earnings? As much as 20%. As much as 20 to 25%, because they always do that. Let's go, says Parkes. Parka. Thank you very much. If you don't know this, you're talking here with Catfish Tyler, everyone. I want to thank you for hitting that like button. I see a lot of people just did. We're watching Sofi now run way over 750, and folks, this doesn't look like it's going to turn back on us longs this time. It looks like it's headed for glory, everybody. Should I subscribe? You're darn right you should. You're darn right you should. Lufe Skohansa Skosana. Lupe Escosana. Folks, I have people from all over the world on this channel with me. All over the freaking world, people. And they're here with me every day. Thousands of people come every day. Curl is up 375% in a month. How is that not to the moon? Well, I looked at it today, my friend. You said it was to the moon. I thought it was now to the moon. I see it up 1.6%. This is to me to the moon. I'm sorry if I misunderstand. But that's to me the moon. How's our institutions doing? They're doing quite well, as a matter of fact. Institutional ownership has risen. And today, let's get back over here to owners, and we'll let you take a look. Everybody who might not know this, Sofi only had about, as I recall, Sofi had 643 institutions 7 months ago. 643 institutions. And now 804, 743 long. There were 643 long 7 months ago, and now there are 743, an increase of 100 long only. 100 institutions in the last, since September, all right? Since September. Yes. And I thank you for asking. And everybody who's here on the channel, I do appreciate you being here. I'm running from my cell phone today because, quite frankly, the dentist appointment took a lot longer than I thought it would. And I just said, the heck with it. I'm just going to jump on my phone and save some time at loading up all this stuff that I usually load up. But I want you to realize Pure Skill GTA stocks. All right, GTA. Okay. All right. But make sure, speaking of that, good tills canceled GTC is what you need to put this stock for sale for, everybody. And we're going to be watching this thing take off on the shorts right now. And they're in trouble. Not being able to hold it there at 753, there's a very large gap on this stock from this price. Now, I want to show you something for those of you that may not know. I'm going to take you over to another chart here. We're going to get into a 1-year chart scenario. And I want you to see, well, first of all, before I do that, let's just do this. Let's look at the freaking 5-day chart. And what you need to now realize, everyone, is that when the shorters come in, you can always tell, because this is a point where the price drops. So please be aware, everybody, that the shorters came in on this stock and started shorting positions on this stock right here, right there on last week. And that price happens to be $7.21. $7.24 right there it's showing. I want you to see something, folks. That means every single shorted position from then to now, every one of these, and I mean when they shorted it there, and they did, you can be certain, they shorted it at 729. When they shorted, I got to back this out just a little bit so you can see the numbers. When they shorted it and it started to run back up and they shorted it right there at that price of 733, they're losing money now. The ones when it started to run up and they shorted it right there. What was the price again? 733. Idiots. Here you go again. How many people shorted right there to make it drop at 742? Bunch of dumbasses. Here we go again. How many shorted there at 745? An equal number of stupid people. The world is not short of dumbasses, folks. There are plenty of them out there. And you got to understand, every single one of these dumbasses are now losing money, and they're losing it, and this is just the beginning of how much they're about to lose. 746, they shorted it there. They shorted it here, folks, at 745. Hello, Roberto. That's right. They shorted it there at 745 and they made it fall. And I guarantee you they shorted it right there at 737. And I can absolutely guarantee you they shorted the shit out of it at $7.30 to make it drop all the way to here. And I can assure you that some shorted it at 718, and there were many that shorted it at right there at that price to make it pull back from $7.20, and they shorted it here when it was at 724 to make it drop all the way to there. And believe it or not, there were some that are so addicted to shorting this stock and making money off of it shorting that they shorted it at 701, and they shorted it here at 714, and they shorted it here at 718. Stupid jerks. Shorted it here at 714. Shorted it here. Moronic, unbelievable, the stupidity of people to short this stock. They shorted it right here even at 749. All right, they shorted it at 749, and they made a oopsie. They made a mistake. That was a bad idea. Bad, bad, bad. Bad, bad Leroy Brown. Ah, they're shitting their pants and they're all turning brown. Shorted on old Sofi. And now they're looking at catfish tie. Oh, I'm here to tell you, everybody, you can see the 45 blue day moving average. It just crossed the 50-day riding on up, and look at that 10-day. Oh my God, this is horrible for the shorts and fantastic for us longs. I want to thank you for being here. In case you don't know who you're with Catfish Tyler, and I happen to be a chart expert. And I know when the charts are determining a breakout, and I know when the volume is telling me the same, and I'm very, very happy to announce to you that I know something else I'm going to show to you now, everybody. And I want to show it to you on this chart right here so you can understand more about why you should be buying this stock, Sofi. Look, take a very good look with me here. I want you to notice that as this price was being dropped on Sofi, that is a massive gap right there from that price on 11/15. Look at the price to this date right here, to 11/29. You're talking 2 weeks, and that is not enveloped. This candlestick has no envelope, meaning it doesn't overlap at all. This is a massive gap, and the price, my friends, is from $18 to $20. All right, there is a huge gap on this stock between $18 and $20 still there. It's still there. I want you to take a look over here at some other gaps. There is a massive gap on this stock right here from this date of 2/14 when the price was right up here and the price right there was around $12 or $13. There is a massive gap on that stock where it gapped all the way down over here to 11. There are huge gaps that exist on this stock as we start to rise, because when it was being attacked down, it was falling in such a rapid fashion. Look at the gap right there from the price right there of $22.70. Look at that gap to the next drop right there. And folks, I'm not kidding you. The drop, I want to do it here again. There's the top of the gap, that gap right there. $22 and 2030. See, $22.70 all the way to $20.30. And it did that, folks, in 1 week. These are big, big gaps up here that have been developed as the price fell. And there are very large gaps like that one right there, where the price was at 14. Let me get it up here again. I want you to see this. There is a very large gap that exists right here at these numbers, folks. A very large gap right there. Take my hand off of it. From $12.40, there is a big, big gap to this number right here. Right there. $10. All right. And this gap still exists here, folks. If the gap was created when it fell that fast, the gap is there and will rise that fast. That's what I think. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. All right, so I'm going to move this back because it's hard to move this across the page. Folks, I want you to see something over here. Take a very, very, very good, hard, long look at this right here. All right, and I'm going to take these lines away so you can see this. Okay, here we go. What I want you to be aware of is this is my trend line, this red line, which it changes to purple when I get off of it. That is my trend line for Sofi stock. And what I've been seeing is a gradual upwards move for 3 weeks. And then I've been seeing a pullback to double time below the trend line, then off like a rocket. Then I see it come over here. I see it double pullback below the trend line and off like a rocket. It did it here. Every time, folks, that this price drops below that trend line, you get a little double bottom action and then off to the friggin' races. And right here, double bottom action there, off to the races. And here it is again, double bottom and now off to the races. And that's what I think is happening. That's what I think is going to happen. And I want you to know on this next earnings call, you can see where the price was over here before on this last time it ran up. Let me back this out just a little bit better so you can see more of the screen. I want to make sure you can see over here. Folks, this is where we're headed, okay? This is where we're headed right now, okay? But I believe with this next profitable earnings that they're going to take it higher than this 950. I think this thing is going to go up beyond where it was up here when it hit that one. And that high up there was $20, folks. All right, that's where I think we could easily find ourselves because this angle of the drop is being equated by the angle of the pop. All right, be aware when a stock is being driven down and accumulated like crazy, and this stock was having that done to it. If you go over and look, I'm going to show you right here. Look at this chart. And what you see is a massive amount of accumulation from here to here to here. Look at the institutions accumulating and all the way maxed out as the price was being driven down, okay? Well, now she's turned on them and she's going the other way. And folks, look at the institutions starting to add to positions to this stock right now. I'm telling you, this thing is getting exciting and I'm excited about it. And when all those institutions were buying here, guess where the price was? Look over here where the price was. They were buying like crazy in the 19s, 18s, 17s, 16s, 15s. They were accumulating, adding shares, adding, all in that number. These institutions hold shares for a lot more than the price is now. All right? That's what you need to understand and take a very good look at, everyone. Now, I'm going to get in here on a 5-day chart. I want you to see this. Thank you for telling me that. Ding dong, short went long. Yeah, Muhammad, my boat is loaded and I need to load more. That's right. Oh, yeah, folks. I got to see all these. Muhammad, hey, Catfish, welcome back. Hope you are fine now. Do you think I can enter now or shall I wait to cool down a little bit? Man, come on in. We're going to 10. Come on in, we're going to 10. Danny Dimes 10, hold strong, friends. That's right. Roberto, that was a Laverne and Shirley hello. Roberto, hello. Pure Skills, GTA stocks. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'm sorry. Lil Ray, MAB, welcome to the channel. Itia Geta. Oh, yeah. That SH Basin, yes. Yes, Kenny Reggio, Jesus B, average at $14. Yep. Oh, there's a lot of these institutions, folks, that bought at a lot higher prices than we are now. But look what is happening as of recent. Look at this thing. Oh, my God, everybody. And I'm trying to show you on the 5-day chart, that right there, that's called a triple upside crossover. When you have the 10-day moving average, the 50-day moving average, and the current price crossing the 200-day moving average, and look at the acute change of that 200-day moving average. That is an abrupt and acute upward move. Congratulations, everyone who was buying with me yesterday below $7. Congratulations, everyone. My God, we're making some money on this stock over the next 6 months and year and 6 years and 12 years. We are going to rake it in, everybody. And the shorts are not going to believe how rapidly this price is going to go up on them. I don't think they're going to believe it. But boy, howdy, can you see what's happening right now with this chart? Catfish called this move out. I told you, I've been telling everybody on TikTok. I've been posting 1, 2, 3 times last week. Get in on this thing. She's about to fly. That's what I said. Now I want to take a look at another one. Another stockholder here is talking about KULR, 71 cents a share. The only drawback I have to this is afraid that to get it over $1, they might do a split. And that's the drawback on this one. So I advise you to be cautious on it. But folks, this stock, and he was saying, look at it over the last year, it's up a major amount. And that's another reason you might want to be a little bit cautious about it. But this is a good pick here, maybe. KULR, it's cheap. You can buy a quick for 50 shares. Man, it won't cost you much, right? So 35 bucks to get you 50 shares of this. Go ahead, dip a little bit. Maybe that one will be a good runner. And I appreciate you bringing that to my attention. The user who was here earlier today who talked about that one. FJB, there you go. Little Ray, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah, I hear that. Oh, yeah. John B, 17,306.32 shares, holding bag 763. Beautiful. Well, we're looking at some other stocks here today that have been on the recent move that we've been keeping an eye on. We want to get over here and we're going to take a quick look at TENX and see what it's doing if you don't know about this stock. All right, $4 a share. All right. Folks, this stock one day in about a year from now, year and 6 months, is going to be probably over $100 a share. They're going to get an FDA approval on a drug called levosimendan that's been being used over in Europe for over 20 years. And they just acquired the patent with someone let lapse. And they are now going to turn this into an oral instead of an IV through intravenous. They're going oral with it. And when it gets the FDA's approval, this will go over $100 a share. We've already sold it once at over 20. We sold it at $22.30 about 2 months ago when they achieved their patent. Then they did a split. Then they did a share offering. They did a public share offering after we sold it, and bam, right back down into the threes where we bought it again. And now it's at 4, and you can see it. This is a long-term hold. As soon as you buy it, put your sell orders in on it for $49, $88, $98, and $108. Just buy the shares and then sit on them and put sell orders in. Good till canceled. And then remember, you got to go back every 90 days and renew your good till canceled orders so they stay there. Because they're not really good till canceled. They have a time deadline on them. All right, so I'm looking here at Sofi now, the 5-day chart. One thing that happens when you change over to this 5-day chart, Yahoo will make the time on this 5-minute intervals. I prefer to change this to 1 minute, and let's look at the 5-day chart now on 1 minute interval. And of course, it says it's not available, so I'm going to refresh the page here. Want to thank you all for being here on this channel with me today. We are having a very good day today. Good morning from Alaska, J.P. Panik. All right, 11 a.m. That's a good morning to you. Italia Guetta, 1 billion. I'm not sure what you mean by that. How much money you have in your bank account? No. Would you be disclosing that on a public airway, how much money you have in your bank account? And I would not recommend that you do that for many reasons. But I have Sofi is going to make me a millionaire. That's what I'll say. And that's all I need to say about it. So let's get back over here and try and refresh this one more time and see if we can get this chart with 1 minute, 5-day, 1 minute. And folks, she's rising. I'm looking over here. Daniel Davis, Kyle Peterson buy rating and $10 target price. Yep. What do you think about Fubo? Looks like a firm base at 150. Yeah, I don't have anything about that one. I've looked at that one before, and it looks fairly good. But I'm here to tell you about some other stocks as well today that you should probably get your hands on. TCNNF right here. True Leaf Cannabis. If you are looking to get in on something that's going to go skyrocketing, this is the one you should have bought with me. And man, if you look back over this chart, look at that. It was at $9.25. This thing's been manipulated more than Sofi, believe it or not. Look at the price here, $10.73 to $9.10 to $11, okay? And now we're up over 12. Okay, so, and this is a good buy point. It was at $13.10 3 days ago and then $13.20. And man, can you kill it on this stock and make a lot of money. TCNNF. I'm just telling you about it, everybody. Robert McMillan, thank you for the thumbs up. James Anderson, capture the energy when the price was $6.50. All right. Yep, I was trying to say you kept the same energy when it was $6.15. That's right. That's right, James. I did. Bought KULR at 22, Ascension 191. Very good. I think it looks good. I think it looks very good. And I think it would be one to stay with this 1 year chart, folks. KULR. Man, that looks strong. And I want to thank that individual who was up here that told us about it early on. KULR. He was here yesterday talking about it, in fact. And back again, I don't know whether it's a he or a she. I have no idea. Let me make sure. KULR, message retracted. Let me see here. Somebody brought it up. KULR, AM. I want to thank you. AM. I appreciate that. Yep. Very good. Very good. AM. Thank you. Charles Veach, Viatek, Veach. Hey, man, my uncle is a long-term investor and is here with me. He is very unwell. Can you please shout out for Joseph Fritzl? I sure can. I bet I can. And I can raise my hands and say, Lord, I ask you right now, Lord, I believe in the power of prayer and the power of many people together. And so I'm going to say the prayer on behalf of that gentleman right there, Joseph Fritzl, that you send your healing spiritual power right over there now and send an angel his direction and touch him and make a change, make him feel better, make him feel peace, make him feel, if there's any pain there, alleviate that pain, Lord. I believe you have the power to do that. Everyone on this channel, I absolutely believe in God. I have several religious songs and believe it. Amen. There you go. There you go. All right. So there you go. The power of everybody praying together at one time. You know, it says in the Bible, wherever 3 men come together to pray, or I believe it might only be 2. It doesn't matter. There's the presence of God and the Holy Spirit. So there we are, everybody. There you go. Amen. All right. Thank you, everybody, for helping on that cause. And I already want to say thank you, Lord, for what you're going to make happen and have just done. So there you go. I give you thank and praise in advance. All right, here we go. Let's get back over here. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, folks, I hope you do. And I hope you'll tell your friends about me here. Now, let's move on. We're going to take a look at some other stocks. Thank you for all those hearts. I appreciate it. JP Panek, all right. And look at Sofi. Doggone it, man. I told you, everybody. I told you they've been trying to pull a big head fake on everyone. I told you they'd all be going long. I told you they'd all be going long. And there's nothing going to stop this thing from jumping up here, folks. There's very little resistance between here and 8. And look at the price. And look at this chart right now as we refresh the page. And I want to get over here where I can see how many buys are coming in right now. So hold on here a second. Let me get this up. I'm really frustrated with this camera thing right here. Let me back this out just a little bit so you guys can see. And Charles V. thinks Joseph really appreciated that. His teenage daughter has been acting up and hasn't left her room for what seems like years. He is distraught. Oh, man. Lord, and just make that change, too, in that life of her. Get her, reach in there into that room, into that darkness that she might be abiding by, and bring the light into her eyes and let her see that she has a beautiful life ahead of her if she will just go out there and explore the world and see what all that God has to offer. NBA playoffs, April 16th. That's right, James. That's right, absolutely. And I want you to know, everybody, that we're looking at some other stocks today that you need to take a look at. PLTR stock. There it is. Take a look at it today, folks. Look at that. Nice little move today. Again, it was greener earlier, so they must be trying to pull it back some. But, man, this chart, folks, PLTR, if you look at the 1-year chart on this, we started buying this when it was all the way down here. Oh, my God, you're just kidding me, right? The 1-year chart on this stock looks phenomenal, and I think it's at a catch point for a run-up. Right now, I think it'll start running up again. And, God, that's just what I think. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just an old guy. So finally, on a run, fly, baby, fly. There you go, Bill F. Jose Najera. Yes, Jose in the house. Let's go, Cat. Catfish, Sofi long. Yes, absolutely. And guess what else we've got here to look at besides this TCNNF? We're taking a look at some other hot stocks that I own, that I've been owning for a very long time. And we're going to look right now at Shopify, SHOP. And I've held this stock, and I've made a fortune off of it. Down a little bit today, but man, has this thing, look at the 5-year chart on this stock. This thing I've made a fortune on. I bought it down in here. I sold it up here. I bought it on the pullback. Then I sold it here when they attacked it, and then got it again down here. Shopify. I have just absolutely massacred on this stock. SoFi finally on a run, baby. That's right. And they pulled it back even here about a month and a half, 2 months. Well, it's more than that now, 4 months ago. They got in, though. They wanted in and they got in. And now look at that solid platform building on Shopify right now. Whoa, look out. We got a drop and then we got a pop, is what I call on Shopify. Don't believe me if you don't have to. I mean, don't go in very heavy. Well, let's just watch and see what happens. But I think it's getting ready to pop, people. I do. All right, now let's go look at another one that I got on the list for you. This one here is one you need to look at. DKNG. DKNG. DraftKings. This is one that was picked out by our buddy Double K. He told us we should get some of this. And oh my God, is that thing looking awesome too. That looks awesome. DKNG. Look at the 1-year chart on that one, folks. And it's in a pullback mode here. And we've seen this before. It looks very similar to right here where we saw the big spike, the cup, the handle, the drop, and pop. The big spike, the cup, the handle, the drop, and pop. And here we are, big spike. The cup is forming here. Look for the handle, the drop, and pop on DKNG. Man, that thing looks like a good spot to be getting some of that right there, to be honest with you as well. I like it a lot. Now we're going to go over here to another one I've been holding forever and a day, CCL, Carnival Cruise. Let's go see how they're looking today. I would hope to see them. Oh, that's not bad. I bought this stock in the $9 range during COVID, and I also bought it again in 11. And I've sold it up, I think it was around in the almost 20, and then been buying it back. So CCL down a little bit today, but look. Let's get back over here to SoFi, and it is on a run, and it has just begun, folks. Our run has just begun. And I want to get over to the main page on SoFi, so let me go over here and open up another SoFi screen. All right. Enter. And we're going to look at some other stocks today too, folks, not just SoFi, but we're primarily looking at this lovely stock up 5% today. And the funny thing was, as you guys all know, I've been telling you, I thought we'd see SoFi possibly go up 2 to 3% every day from now until earnings, with an exceptional pullback about 9 days before earnings comes out. Now, I don't know for sure whether that'll happen again like it did before, but it sure did, so I'm going to be ready for it. As a matter of fact, I've already told people I expect to see SoFi to possibly go up over $10 between now and earnings. And the reason I feel that way is because of SoFi historical data. So I'm going to go back over here to SoFi, and we're going to go to historical data. And I'm going to tell you why I think that's going to happen. Because I'm going to go way back here to July the 31st, the time when SoFi was the highest price it's ever been. And that was on a day when it hit $11.70 a share. Be ye aware that almost exactly 1 month and 1 week prior to July the 31st, so we go back to June 31st, and actually around June the 22nd or so, look where the price was on SoFi. On June the 22nd, they drove it down on the 23rd to $7.71. So just like they just did with us on SoFi, 1 week and 1 month prior to the earnings coming out, they attacked it down. All right. But folks, after that June 23rd date, I want you to be aware from 771, the price went up 5 days later to June 30th at 941 because they didn't have any shares left from that date. They were completely out of them. All right. December 23rd. You see that? They ran out of shares, completely borrowed all they could on December 23rd. To get to that low on December the 23rd, they borrowed all the shares they possibly could on the 23rd to get it down to 771. And then, therefore, they had no shares left to borrow. And I want you to be aware that on that day, before December the 23rd, they had 10 million shares available. And the volume that day on the 23rd was only, what? on the 23rd, 62 million. A lot of those shares, folks, right there on June 23rd were borrowed shares to make it drop to 771. And it did that right out of the gate, folks. It was at 791 when they opened. They used 10 million shares to make the price fall to 771, and it closed at 828. Are you with me now? All right. Then from there, the price went up and up and up and up to June 30th when it hit 941. Well, what did they do on June the 30th? They returned all those shares. They returned them all on June the 30th. That's what they did. And the reason, I'm sorry, I'm going to get back over here again to this. June 30th, all right, that was from the 23rd, all right, and I wanted you to be aware of why and how that happened, okay, all right? And so be ye aware that on that day, they ran the price down 1 week and 1 month before the earnings call, which came out July 31st, to 771. Well, what did they do after that? It went up to 941. They pulled it back again to 786. So we saw a move from in the sevens at 771 to almost $10, and then a pullback again on July the 6th, this 3 weeks before the earnings came out. And then from that price there, they let it run, and on up it went to 1013. And that was exactly right there, 9 days before the earnings. All right. Well, what did they do the next 6 days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row to 894. 2 days later, 1170. So, folks, I expect things to be highly volatile as we get closer here to earnings. And I believe there's a chance that from where we are now, that we just saw that 880 something, just like this 771, I believe there's a chance it'll push up to around $9.41, be then yanked back over 3 days. I don't doubt that they would try this again. If they did it before and got away with it, a week and 1 month before earnings and hit that low. And I guarantee you they probably used up every damn share they had on June the 23rd as well to get to that 771. All right, everybody. So just be aware that this is what has happened in the past, and the past will oftentimes it will repeat itself. JP Panek, out to run errands. Enjoy their day, guys. All right, thank you. Can't wait for those earnings. Yep. So I see, just like now, just like then, the price here 1 week and 1 month before earnings was at the lowest they could get it. They ran it up for 6 days to the high, and then they took it down to another low, and then they ran it up to another high of 1013. And that, folks, was about 10 days before the earnings, 11 days, which came out on July 31st. So see, down in the sevens, up to almost 950, back down in the sevens, all the way over 10, back down to as low as they could get it there, 894, and then back over up to 1170. So this is what I expect to happen again. Very, very volatile, and I expect these big, massive runs to take place because they've done it before, and they've done it many, many times before. And they're taking big time care and taking advantage of retailers who are just weak-handed shareholders. And they've been doing it over and over, and they're going to continue to do it. Michael Edmondson, where are the shorters going to get the shares on the update? They're going to have to sell their long positions of Sofi because they won't have them. They're almost out of shares now. Look at what they had left this morning. On April the 3rd, that's today, only 500,000 shares left. Out of that 10 million people, they've only got 500,000 shares left. They've borrowed the crap out of them again, and the price is going ballistic on them while they do. Well, folks, let me tell you what you can expect next when they completely run out of these shares. You can expect the same thing that they did on this date from May the 15th. I'll show you here. There was the date, May 15th. They had 6.5 million shares, and they ran SoFi's price down on a 0-star rated analyst downgrade Here on May the 1st, SoFi had once again beat estimates. On May the 1st, they had beat estimates. And that was the day they announced May the 1st. And what happened? The short started borrowing shares right there on May the 1st. They had 6.3 million, and they ran the price down from May the 1st until 4 days later from 652 down to 459 a share on borrowed shares right here on the 4th. They used them all, and they got it all the way down there to $4.59. Then, folks, they started returning the shares, but they had to buy them back, and they got the price all the way up into the fives again. And they said, David Chiavrini, help us out. We need your help right now. Help us drop the price. So he came out with the downgrade on May the 15th. They shorted the crap out of it, made it go on 103 million shares. Now, I'm going to show you this, guys, so you can see that I know what the hell I'm talking about here. All right, I'm going to go down here to May, back a year ago in May, and I'm going to show you right now. Okay, here it is, May the 1st, 654. They used three over here. They used 125,000, 115, 64, and 60,000 to get the price down, like I said, to right there, $4.59, okay? But then when the price started rising on them and it was going up and up, they had to call on the 15th of May. They called on this guy to downgrade the price to a target of $2.50. He was a 0-star rated analyst. They used over here 103 million shares to make the friggin' price fall to the lowest they could get it. And that was the lowest it ever was this last year, folks. Lo and behold, what happened then? Well, much to their freaking amazement and surprise, they had no idea this would happen. But when they had already used half of the shares that were available, the price started rising on them. And it went from May the 15th, the price went up and up and up and up until June the 14th. And lo and behold, the friggin' price on June the 14th had gone ballistic on them and was all the way up to $10.23 a share. And they were like, holy frickin' crap. And they were out of shares, completely out on June the 14th. They ran plumb out. What did they do on June the 14th? The next day, they were on the phone calling Piper Sandler, Oppenheimer, Bank of America, begging for 3 downgrades. And the next day, all 3 of them downgraded SoFi stock on June the 15th. They came out of the woodwork and said SoFi wasn't worth it. Every one of them, by the way, raised their target price when they were making that downgrade. Their target prices had been so low when the prices was in the 445 and 460 and 470. Their target prices were only at 7 or so, or 8 or even 9. And then they had to downgrade, but most of them were raising their target prices from 650 to 7. From $8 to $9, but they called them downgrades, and they made the damn price of SoFi fall from 10.23 on those downgrades that came out the next day, and over 6 days they got it back down to 771. And the shorters said, thank you Piper Sandler, thank you Bank of America, thank you very much. We were completely out of friggin' shares, and now we've been able to return them all. Thank you. We got them all back, and we only lost half as much as we would have. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to now pay attention coming over here to this date that I'm going to show you now. And that date is December the 23rd. And again, on that date, they had 10 million freaking shares. On December the 23rd, they had 10 million shares to borrow. And what did they do on December the 23rd? They freaking borrowed them. And they made price of SoFi go all the way from here in November, where it was all the way up here, I'm going to show you, to December 23rd. They made the price fall from 10.16 a share. Right there is the date, December 20th. They came in and borrowed 10 million shares. And what do you know? What happened on December the 20th? On the 23rd, the price had dropped all the way down here to $9.59. Well, folks, from then, the poor bastards had completely borrowed every single one of the shares that were available to get it down in the 9s again. They had no more shares. And so what the world happens to the price from December the 23rd over here to January 14th? From December 23rd, the price went to $9.74, then 10. 1049 for a high because they had no shares left to short with. They were out of them. They were completely out. And this is when they had to get a downgrade to come in from the old dependable Morgan Stanley, the same old one that made them come out on July the 13th. Morgan Stanley, who owned at the time on July the 13th, and Morgan Stanley downgraded us. They got the price to drop from 939 the day before to 877. Morgan Stanley. That's right. And they stepped in and they downgraded the price to 87 lower, and they own 58 million shares, and now they've got over $100 million worth of SoFi stock. And when they had 58 million and downgraded us that day, then what was the price a few days later after 877? 1013. Oh my God, folks. So here I want you to know, when they run completely out of these shares that they're about to run out of now, and I'm going to show you one other example of them running out of shares and what happened to the price. Right over here, you can see again on this date, they ran completely out of shares. They had 10 million shares returned that they could borrow on the 17th and 18th. But on the 19th, they came over and borrowed on the 19th. And what did the SoFi price hit on the 19th? Right there, when they got it to the date was January the 19th. Oh my God, they borrowed 10 million shares on that day, and they made the SoFi price drop. And I'm going to show you right here. Here is the 19th, right there, January the 19th. A week or so earlier, the price was at 840, 841. January the 19th, they hit a low of 721. Because they borrowed every single frickin' share again on that date. They borrowed it right there. On that date, right there, January the 19th, they borrowed all 10 million shares again. They had no shares left. They borrowed them out. January 19th. And what did they do? Well, like I said, they made the price fall from in the 9s to 721 on the 19th. But when they ran out of all those shares, what happened? One day up, 2 days, 3, 4, the price is at 945 6 days later because they did not have any shares left. From the 19th until the 29th, they had none. So when they don't have any shares left to borrow, folks, what do? Well, over here, I'll tell you what they did when they were out of shares here at this date right here. From this date, December the 23rd, all the way over here to this date, which was January the 14th, they called out KBW on December, and it was actually January the 3rd. They had no shares left to borrow, and they called out KBW Bank on January 3rd, said, please downgrade the stock, and they stepped in for them too and saved them. KBW, with Mike Perino, 5-star rated analyst, says he was lowering the target price, I think, to $750, and they used them again because, again, they didn't have any shares. So what happens when these guys run out of shares to borrow? They start calling the downgrades. So I'm saying now, right now, when they're down here and only have this many shares left to borrow, which is 500,000 shares, you can see right there, when they get down that low, they're going to get on the phone, people, and they're going to call these downgraders out. You can guarantee it, all right? That's the only way they can get saved here. That's the only way. The problem for them is you've got other analysts right now starting to raise their target price revenue earnings reports. They're adjusting their earnings up on SoFi. All these analysts are starting to now change their earnings and raising them. Michael Edmondson, okay, good. Michael Edmondson, 23% short. Where are the shorters? Yeah. Well, as of yesterday, it was 23% short, but this morning somebody told me the short had dropped all the way down to 20% today. So I don't know whether that still applies. But now I want to get over here onto FinTel. I want to see how many institutions have been buying on this drop that we had here recently, and if any more have reported. And no, but we are up. As I was saying, just in September, we only had 643 institutions long only. We've had 100 institutions come in since September the 9th. 100 long only. And 3 of the ones that were short and long have left Actually 4, because there were 33. All right. So, folks, we've got them leaving. And what I want to come over here now and look at while I'm here on the SoFi page is I want to go over to short interest. And I want to get on this, and I want to see, have they returned any shares this afternoon? Let's see how many they have now to borrow. Let's get over here and figure it out. Where is it? There we go. Oh, yeah, they've been returning. They've been returning them this morning. They're back up to 3.5 million shares. And this is part of the reason the price just went all the way up and broke over the 750s, because they had to start returning those shares, people. And holy smokes, look at that. High today, 758 now. And I want you to know, folks, I just sold. I want you to know I sold, and I'm buying back now. And the reason I sold is because, as I showed you on this piece of paper, one of the places that you should be selling as the price is rising is right over here. You should be selling at the sell price, not that. Here we go. Here's the sells over here on this side. Sells. Sell at 855. That now would be 755. So I just sold some at 755, and I sold another. Oh gosh, it's hard to do this backwards. So I sold at 755 today, and I sold at 756, and I sold at 757, because I've seen lately that as these prices start to run up, they will go beyond where they want to stop it. So there's so much momentum behind these run-ups that they can't stop it anymore at the number. So it's been going up about 2 to 3 cents over. So I've been putting in some of the shares for sale at 855, some at 856, some at 857 for the momentum, and some even at 858. All right. So I just sold those shares at the 7s at 755, 56, 57, and 58. And I sold 2,000 shares there, just like I sold earlier when I sold at the 848, and I was able to buy back at 840. I sold 2,000 shares at 848, and I was able to buy back at 840, 841, 42, and 43. And I refilled those positions. So that was awesome. And now I've just sold again at 855, 56, 57. And as you can see, I've hit the day's high doing that. 758 was the high. And I want to let you know, this is my new tactic. Instead of just putting 2,000 at that number, I string it out, and I'll do 1,000 and then 500 and 500 and 500. And I'll end up selling 2,000, but at a little bit higher than this price. Here, I'm going to sell 2,000, but I'm going to sell at 865. I'm going to sell 500 there, 1,000 at 866. Then I'm going to sell 500 at 867 and 500 at 868. After I do that, I'm going to be able to buy them back down here at this number, somewhere between 861 to 856, maybe even as low as 851 or 2 after I sell up here at 865, 66, 67, and 68. All right? And that's the way I do it, folks. That's how I day trade right there. And I have sell orders of SoFi all the way through the 8s at these numbers, all the way through the 9s, all the way through the 10s. I have sell orders all the way through the 11s, the 12s, the 13s, the 14s, 15s, 16s, 17s, 18s, 19s, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I do. I have all these orders, and I have so many damn shares of SoFi that I can put in these quantities of shares, and I had enough to get me up to $39.98. So I have orders of SoFi good till canceled all the way up to $39.98 at this time. All right, so just so you realize how I do it. And the reason I do that, good till canceled orders, is so that the shorts cannot borrow my shares. I don't want them being able to borrow my shares. And if you have an account that allows for shorts to borrow, please eliminate that feature. Don't let them borrow. And see right there, I just sold, folks, at as high as 758, and I'm able to buy back now a 9 cents less here possibly, because I'm going to go in right here and I'm going to start buying. Let me get my tablet out, and I'm going to put in an order here. I'm buying here for sure and certain. Let's get in here. Got to put my password in. Just give me a moment. And here we go. And review order right here. I'm going to put in for a nice, happy 100 share order buy. Place it right now. And I'm going to get it at 751. All right. After just selling, as I said, folks, much higher, 758, buying back at 751. And this is the way Catfish Tyler does it. You guys have been watching me do this for a long time. You should be nothing new about this. Nothing new at all about this, about what I'm doing. And let's put this down. SoFi 751. Beautiful. 751. Bought 100 shares. Cha-ching. All right. And the reason I'm doing this, folks, is because now I see the number 750 as resistance to these people when it's dropping. It's no longer resistance to us going up. It's resistance against the shorties as it falls down, because people are encouraged like me to buy it here. I'm going to put in another order right here for 50 at this same. I'm going to do a market share because it's just sitting here. Review order and place it. Then let's just get another 50 right here and see if we can get it again. And I am very grateful that you're here on this channel with me. I appreciate it very much. I know there's many other places you could be. I appreciate it. If also you do me a favor here, and I did also hold on. Let's refresh this screen, and you can see the orders are coming in here, folks. Again, the volume has now risen to 43 million, and there we go. I just got 751 one more time, so that's 150 there now. Thank you very much for the 50 at 751. Now put a check by that, and we're done. All right. And we're going to watch it rise, folks. Watch it rise. And you want to know why? Well, I'll tell you why. They can borrow mine, and I will buy lower. They've reduced debt. Value will come, hopefully. I hear you. Gregory Sarmas. I need help with the charts and would like a recommendation for studying suggestions. Okay, no problem whatsoever. I'll be happy to do that. And welcome to this tank with Catfish Tyler and all the other catfish here. I'll show you some chart information. One of the things you want to look at, and many people will come over and look at a one-day chart, but for me to get ideas of where I should be selling stocks, I like to look at a long-term one-year chart. And this shows me from right here all these points of resistance. So where you should have some sell orders in would be one of them, obviously, is right there at 7.99. I mean, you can see that's been a very... All right, we didn't lose you guys. We're back here still. I want to thank you for being here. Now, I want you to see that one of the things I'm talking about here is I'm using this one-year chart to give me an indication of where I should put my sell orders in. So obviously, one of them is going to be right here at $8 because there's a chance they'll pull it back to $8.83 or so, right there, 6 even. So $8, folks, has been a resistance point, and they yank it back here one time to buy at 687. So from 8, folks, it could happen, but I think between now and earnings, that is highly unlikely. I don't think we're going to see anything like that now on the way to earnings. But this would normally be a place to look to sell at 8 and buy back somewhere around 7, okay? And then here's another point. You're definitely going to want to put a sell order in here at $10, okay? $9.98. And look at that massive pullback to $7.49. Then a run up here again to this number, $9. That's been seen over here too as a resistance point at $9.07. So expect another place to sell as at $9 to buy back down in here. Now, again, things are changing with earnings coming up. So you can't really rely on this as much as you should normally. But at this point in time, these are certainly numbers where you should put your sell orders in because there's a chance at these prices right here on SoFi, there's going to be a pullback, all right? At least a few cents, at least 10 to 20 cents. And even me, I like to catch 5 or 6 cent pullbacks, which I do frequently on SoFi, and that's normally about the amount that they pull it back. Is 5 to 6 cents is almost always, when SoFi's on a run, they only have the strength to pull it back 5 or 6 cents. But I want you to know I'm also looking at SoFi here, and I have, I'll show you here in just a second. Let me add another page here for SoFi, and we'll put in the interactive chart. All right, let's go here. SoFi charts, interactive. There we go. Come over here. All right. And now we're looking here, and I want you to understand, by going up here to the top left of your screen, if you've got Yahoo, here's how you set this up. Look over here under the 753 price. See the indicators? You click on an indicator, and then it'll let you choose this one, moving average. It's one of the most top ones, okay? Moving average, all right? Once you click on moving average, folks, you're going to see this pop up, and you can see over here, you can make this period for whatever time you want. I have for the 10-day moving average, which you switch to 10 days right there, and then I make that this color purple. So you choose the color purple, and boom, then you hit save, okay? And then you go over to the next one you want to do as far as your indicator, and then this one you're going to choose an indicator, which is going to be you hit it here, hit again here on indicators, and then you come down to moving average, click on it again, and then this time you're going to change this from that 10-day to 50 days, and my 50-day moving average is actually a gold color, gold, all right? So I choose gold and hit save. And then you get, when you do that, you'll get a gold line on this page that will be the 50-day. And then next to that one, I actually have a 45-day, which is the blue one there. And that 45-day can be chosen by coming over here to indicators, click on moving average, change the day over here to 45 days, and then make the doggone thing blue. And then the last one you want to do, after you get all these indicators in, you'll be able to use them to your advantage. Hit save, and then you're going to have all of yours set up identical to mine. The last one I have is down here at the bottom. That's a green 200-day moving average. So the last thing you do, of course, would be go over to indicators, click on that, click on moving average, come over here and click on your 200-day, change it from 50 to 200 days, and then make that color down here in the color chart green, and then you'll be just like Catfish. You'll have your charts set up just like I have, hit save, and then all of a sudden, bam, you'll have all of these lines you can use to your advantage, folks. And I'm going to show you right now what we got going on. We got Sofi's 200-day moving average looking absolutely gorgeous right here. I mean, look at every time they've tried to drive the price down below that 200-day, it's been flat out rejected and bounced off of it every single time. Every time. Now, my screen here, I should use, let me get a paper towel out here because it's pretty messy right now, so I'm going to try and clean this up just a little bit. And give me a second here to try to clean this screen up. So in other words, to do that, I am going to put this camera away over here for just a second, and I'm going to get this over here, and I'm going to clean the screen. Clean the screen. There we go. And we're going to get all the water off of it now, hopefully. There we go. There we go. And then we're going to come back in with another paper towel and wipe off any excess water so you can see this nice and clean and beautiful like. All right? That's what we want. Beautiful screen. Now we're back. And look at all that money, everybody. That's what we're here to make. Mike, sir, is how do we use the moving average for when we should make a buy or sell? Well, I'm going to tell you that in a second. All right? So let's get this back up over here. And so what I do is when I'm looking at a chart like this, here's what I'm looking at, day trading. Now, listen, folks, you have to have at least $25,000 in your account to do what I'm doing here. If you do not, don't do what I'm doing. You can only sell at the high of the day and buy back at the low that day, and then wait, all right? Because every 3 days, you're going to trade 1/3 of your account by selling it when it reaches its high and buying it back when it hits the low that day. With SoFi, almost every morning it hits the high at 9:45. So sell it at 9:45, wait till 10:30 or 11 and buy it again. And then do not do anything with those shares for at least 3 days. Now, you can do that with 1/3 of your account value every single day. Be aware, they will notify, your broker will notify the government that you're a day trader, and you'll pay a lot higher percentage in taxes. You'll pay almost twice as much as you would if you hold a stock for a year. Okay, just so you know. But what I want to give you now, if you can day trade the stock and you have over 25,000, here's how you can use it. All right. So look right here. The price right here, as when they got to that level there, was at $7.49. How much did they bring it back? Okay. Well, they made the price fall all the way down to that price right there, from 749 to 740. That's a 9 cent drop. The next time when it made its run, how much did it go up to? Well, it hit this number right here. The price hit this right there. There. And that was 751, 2 cents higher. What was the next drop price? Okay, right there, it dropped right back down here to there, and that price was 745. That's a 6 cent drop, and that's what I'm used to seeing. When SoFi's on a run, a 6 cent pullback is common. So as soon as I sell at that higher number, I'll put my buy order in 6 and 5 cents less. Okay. Here again, look at the price right here. What was it when it hit this latest high when it was right there? The price was 758. 758 was the price right there when it hit that high. Well, how much did they pull it back off of the 758 high? They made it drop all the way to right here. And I bet you it was 752. Let's see. 751. So you see what I'm doing here? I'm using this to be able to give me a determination of when to sell at each high and how many cents back it will pull back after it hits that high. And you can fill those orders in at currently anywhere from 5 to 6 cents off of the high. So here, if we see this thing, and again, you can use this for the bottoms to tell you where to sell the highs. Here was the bottom right here, all right, on this stock right there, and the price was 741. How much did they let it run up? Well, it ran up to this price right here, right there. I can't quite get to it. I'm trying to. 741, and it hit what right there? 743. That's not much, but I'm going to get to this bottom right here. That's what I want. 740, and then how high did they let it run up to? What was the price that it went up to max when it was at 740 for the low? They let it run up to right there, 751. That's an 11-cent gain. So, folks, you can now know that if you get in at this low, you're not going to see it jump more than most likely 11 cents gain. Okay, that's the biggest one you're going to see. So you should be saying, all right, if I bought it over here, right here at this price right here, right there, if I just bought it right there at 745, what's 11 cents? 756. So 11 cents from 745. And what was the price here that you could have sold it at right there at that high? 758. You see, if you'd have sold at 756, you'd be fine. Because now look where it pulled back to. All the way back down here, 5 or 6 cents. And now, folks, from this low right here at 751, where do you think it's going to go up? Probably 10 cents to 761. So you'd be wise right now to have your next sell order in at 761. I'm just telling you. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. All right. That's how I day trade, everybody. Everybody who's here on this channel with me, this is the way I day trade. I use the patterns that they're developing, and believe me, these guys that are making these changes happen in price, they are paying attention to what I'm paying attention to. I can assure you, they're monitoring these numbers just like I am. I can assure you that they are doing that, everyone. Now, I want to ask you all, please. The time right now is 3:44. Please, let's do this at 3:44 and 48 seconds. Hit the like button together at the same time. At 3:40, that'll be right now, 10 seconds from now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press that like button. 3:44 and 48. Does anyone hear rumors about Tesla to buy out SOUN? G Picker, I saw you say that yesterday right at the close as I was closing things up, and I don't know whether that's true or not. Let's go and just do a little bit of investigating here. Let me pull the screen back here a little bit, and we will go over here and hit on Google, and we'll see if there's anything about sound possibly being bought out. Google search. And we're going to do a search for, hold on just a moment here, everybody. I appreciate your patience while I do this. And we're going to do a Google search for Tesla. And we're going to look at sound. Hound. Tesla and SoundHound. Plug Power SoundHound AI trending tickers. Where will SoundHound AI stock be in 2 years? Massive news for SoundHound AI stock investors 2 weeks ago. 3 stocks, Tesla, SoundHound AI, and Carnival Cruise. Oh, yeah, Carnival. Bitch it, baby. Hold on a second. I know I'm not on the screen here where you guys can see this very well. Let's see here. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I see nothing. Rumor that Tesla is considering to buy Sound. That is on Reddit. I see 20 plus comments on this. Let's go over here and see this. And I am not sure how we will know the truth, though, but in video, also, he says it might be rumor. Okay, so somebody's posted a video on YouTube. There are 25 comments on this. I'm going to vote it up, and I'm going to look at the comments. What are your thoughts? Nah, just some dude looking to get more views on his YouTube, LOL. I agree, but news like this also gives confidence that this is a potential for many AI companies that need a voice capability. It's not confidence, but false rumors, says another. What would be the point of selling when they are only roughly a year away from profitability? That's good. Good comment. Comments like this make positive impact that Sound is still a worthy investment. Sometimes I fail to have confidence due to the downtrend it's going through. Yep. Don't focus on the short term. I'm holding long for years. Downward trend from what? It's ATH. It's up over a year. I know. 3 months. What do you want from it? Yeah, let me guess. The moon. The stock will be $50 in 2, maybe 3 years. Nothing is going to happen overnight. Sound agreed on price prediction. However, we could spike in the near term on news and or pre-earnings. And this one says, I agree. It's just talk at this point. I'm not going to go into details, but there are several companies interested in Sound. Will be great if you can share, provide hints. All right, so there you go. All just a rumor at this stage of the game. But there's also been a rumor that Apple wants to possibly buy Sofi. And I know Charles Schwab wants Sofi. They've already made an offer on Sofi, in case you weren't aware of that. So check out this damn volume, though. And I already told you guys, once we saw this average daily volume over 40 million shares a day, we were going to see a run. That's what I said to you. I've been telling you all that. And I appreciate you all for being here with me while we look at SoFi make a nice move on excellent volume we're seeing right here coming in. And I hope that I have just helped you out quite a bit there. By the rumor, Parkash, great info. Does anyone hear the rumors? Let's see here. G Picker, I have never seen any other YouTuber with too much compassion like Catfish. God bless you, brother. All right, man. Well, I tell you, I have reasons to have this compassion and this desire to help others out. Now, one of the things I want to take a look at here. Yesterday, we had an individual in here talking to us about several different stocks that he mentioned we should probably take a look at. And I want you guys to look at this dang stock right here, right now. GCT. GCT, everybody. And I've got another one for you. Take a look at GCT. You guys know I told you about 4 days ago when they ran it down. I said, folks, you better buy this. You better buy this, because every time they run this damn thing down, all it does is turn around and bounce off of the attempt to get in. That's all they are. Every rundown on this stock, GCT, has been nothing more than an attempt to get in. All right? And I'm going to get over here on this chart and let you see what's been happening over the last 6 months. Take a look at that. Look how much they ran it down just now over here. Look at that price they ran it down to over there, folks. Look at that right there. $26 and now back up to 35. And I told you guys to buy it right there. I came over here when I saw GCT there, and I said, folks, all that is an attempt to get in. They're going to run it higher. And there it was at $25.60. And I think when I picked it out and told you it was in the 26 range. But look at that sucker. I called this completely, folks. I called that one, and you know it. Oh, boy. You guys know I've been telling you about this stock, and I've been telling you for 6 months to buy this stock. I told you when they pulled it back over here. I told you when they pulled it back right there. I told you to buy it when they pulled it back here. And look where the price was back then, folks. Look at the price was $9.75. Look at the 45-day moving average, and look at the 50-day, and look at the 200-day. Golly, everybody. Dang. I told you so. I've been telling you guys to keep buying this on every single dip that it dipped and keep accumulating. And today you can see why. All right. So there you go, everybody. GCT. All right. I want to let you know Giga Cloud Technologies Incorporated. All right. They just reported their earnings 7 days ago. And you can come over here. GCT. I've been telling you to buy it. And every time they drove it down, and they drive it down big time, people. They drive this bastard down big time to get in on it. And you need to know about it. All right. GCT. I've been telling you about this one. Now, there's another one that I've been telling you about. I want to bring to your attention right now. I'm going to show it to you now. Let's get off of here. And I want to get on GINA. I think it was, no, GENI. That's it. I think GENI. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been telling you about this stock now for about 3 months. Danny Dimes 10 came in on this with me and bought this GENI, not GEN, not GNS, GENI, this stock right here. All right. And I've been telling you, get in on this stock. You can see it was up to 767 on the 9th of February. You could have had a great profit even then. But I'm going here. Take a look at this GENI today. And folks, look at the 6-month chart. This is where it was. And this is where they've taken it down to now. And that's why I'm telling you to watch it now, because I think it's been manipulated down to get in on it. And I think now it's fixing to fly. This is why I have it on my radar today. And I want you to be aware this price has now dropped from $7.66, basically, all right, all the way down $2 from there. And I think that this level of here has been seen as a resistance point right there before. All right. All right. I'm in here now. So you can see there as the price was resistance right there at that level. That's where we are, folks, right there. And I see this as a point to jump off of. They may try to pull it back down into this range here, which would be 529 and then on off. But folks, watch this one. Watch this one. There's a reason I have it on my radar. You don't have to buy it. I make no guarantees, but I think this thing has been manipulated down. Look at the massive green candlesticks that they came in here to run the price down to where they could get in on it. And I think it's because it was getting away from shorty, and they decided, shit, man, let's just buy this thing up. So they're buying it, and they're accumulating it. The volume has been increasing. You can see the massive amount of attack right there that came after it when they had it here in the early part of March. And folks, they came at this thing to knock it back down to reality. And I think now is a very good spot, happening to be right on the same level where there was a resistance before. Now, you could also argue it could even possibly go down to this level of resistance before, which was right there at $5.40, $5.40. But be aware of that one, okay? Just keep your eye on that. Moving back over here to Sofi. And I want to make sure you understand that you don't get many better looking charts than this right here, folks. Look at that doggone crossover forming as we speak. Holy smokes, I'm on the 6-month chart, and we got a crossover in play. Look at the 5-day moving average right now. I'm going to go to 5-day moving average. I'm going to change this from 5 minutes on the 5-day to 1 minute on the 5-day, because I want to look closely at what's happening here. Oh my gosh, today, look at that double bottom. Yesterday, double bottom, and look at this thing catapulting off of this now. That looks absolutely fantastic this afternoon. There you can see they tried a double bottom on us right here this afternoon. Oh, this is a different stock. This is not SoFi. How did I get over here? Oh, that's GCT still. Let me get off that back over to SoFi. Hold on. But man, does that look good or what? GCT! Oh, I missed it. When is the next best opportunity for GCT? Man, I've been telling you guys, every time they pull this thing back, they pull it back like 15 to 20%. So just wait. I guess right now that's all you can do is just wait on it. All right. But I say now because I'm looking at this chart here, the long-term chart. And to me, it looks like it's in its pullback and about to escalate up over the 200 again. So, man, Might as well just decide here. Right here's if it breaks over this price, which is 35.60, and it just did break over that price, I see it could run all the way up to as high as about right here from right now at 36.36. I see it at that price right there, 36.36, before it runs into any real resistance. Okay, that's not to say that I would sell it there, but it would be a good point maybe to put some in at that price and then buy it back when they yank it back down here to around this price, which will be right there, 36.20. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry, honey. But man, this thing, look at it, folks. Even as we speak, look at it gapping up right here. It gapped up just then. Now we're starting to see a little bit of a pullback on it. But man, yeah, I just don't know what to tell you on this, man. It definitely is kind of right in the medium point here, and I think it's going to continue to go up. I told you guys about this. I told you a week ago. I said buy some of this again now. Every time they take it down that much, get it. All right. So using this 1 year chart as a barometer, I'd say, holy crap, looking at that 1 year chart right there, geez, oh Pete's, she looks like she was taken down so far just so they could get in on her again. And now I think they're going to push it to an all new high again. I think. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I mean, I think this thing is right here, a good one to run up to at least this price, which is right there. That's where it's going to run up to next, right there. 43.15. All right, that's been resistance before, and they could easily go that high again. All right, so that's where I say maybe pick some now. If you do, sell it at that 43. Sell it at 43.08. Okay, sell it at 43.08. As I watched Sofi today, a very, very nice gain. And this is better than I expected, but not a surprise whatsoever for me to see this start to happen today. And everybody's trying to tell me how they're going to try and not let it go over 750. I don't think they're in a position where they can not let it anymore. I don't think they have any control over it anymore. I think this thing is on its way, and I think it's going to go to 10, and I think it's going to go to 10.13 where I'm going to sell it. And in between, I'm going to sell it all those numbers I already showed you where I'm going to be selling this stock and buying it back cheaper. All right? So forget about these 8s here. All right? Now we're in the 7s. So I'm going to be selling it here. The next place I'm going to sell it is at this number right here, $7.65, 66, 67, 68. Then I'm going to buy it back at 761, 62 to 756, right down in there. Then I'm going to sell it at $7.76. All right, I'm going to buy it back at 767. And then I'm going to sell Sofi at 787. I'm going to sell 2,000 shares at 7. I'm going to start at 500 at 786, 1,000 at 787, 1,000 at 788, and 500 at 789, and 500 at 790. I got all those orders already in place, and then I expect to be able to buy it back around this price. Then I'm going to sell this at 792, 793, 94. Looking for a buyback at here, 788 to 781 or something. I don't know how far they'll pull it back. And then I look to sell this at 798 for certain. I'm going to sell 3,000 shares here. I'm going to sell 500 at 796, 500 at 797, 1,000 at 798, and 1,000 at 799. After that, folks, I'll be out 3,000 shares, and I expect to buy it back somewhere at 793 to 791. And then when we go over into the 8s, it's just repeat this. It's just repeat. Sell it at 808, buy back at 801. And I've already got all these sell orders in place all the way through the 8s. I have all of them in through the 9s, through the 10s, through the 11s, through the 12s, through the 13s, 14s, 15s, 16s. That's right. 17s, 18s, 19s, through the 20s, they're already all in place. They're all good till canceled orders. And as each one of them fills, right on the heels of it, I'll be putting in these buy orders at these numbers here. As soon as these numbers are achieved and it fills there, I'll drop these in to buy right away. Because these pullbacks happen really quick. When this thing's on a real tear, these pullbacks will happen real quick, only over 3 or 4 minutes, and then it's off to the next high. So that's why I've got all these sell orders already in place, and I'll add my buy orders in as soon as each one of them fills. And you saw me do that this morning, everybody. You saw me sell this morning at $7.48, and you saw me fill 500 at 740, 741, 42, 43. And you saw me do that this morning. And I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to do it again and again and again. All right. I'll sell. I used to sell at these big numbers here, 2,000 shares right at that number, but I've decided to start breaking it up now and doing 500 just ahead of it, 500 at it, 1,000 just at it, 500 just after it, and 500 after that. So I break it out into smaller blocks. For one thing, it gets easier to sell smaller blocks. When you have big blocks like 2,000 or 3,000, sometimes the number will hit that number, but you don't get it to sell because you're asking too many to sell there. It needs to be smaller, broken up into smaller quantities, okay? And then when I buy back in smaller increments. Actually, at this point, like I said, once I sold all these this morning that I sold at $7.48, I bought back in similar increments, 500, 500, 500, 500. All right, after I sold the 2,000 there. And so I do it really in the same way, in the same method, okay? And it works out very well for me this way. It's been working this way for me for decades, okay? And that's why I pass this information along to you. Take a picture of the screen right there, and then you'll be able to have it for your records, and you'll make a lot of money using this method. If you have over $25,000 in your account, you cannot do this. And by the way, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you to do this. I'm suggesting, okay? You make your own decisions, all right? But right here, for example, I already sold right up here at 755, 56, 57, and 58. And then lo and behold, I was able to buy back just then at 751, 752. And I got several orders filled right there. So I want to let you know that's what I've been doing today. I just bought back on Sofi at 751. And so far, I only bought back 250 shares back at 751. And but that's okay. I don't need to just keep piling in. Katie Winsworth, hey Kat, if a company buys out Sofi, would you sell out of your positions or hold? Honestly, it really depends on what company bought them. If it was Apple, I'm holding. If Apple comes in and buys Sofi, I'm holding that baby. Hold my gold, I'm telling you. Oh my gosh, everybody, what a great day for all of us Sofi shareholders. Thank you for being here and asking all the questions that you've been asking here. As always, I'm very grateful. I'm streaming on my phone and no problems. I unfortunately cannot respond to anyone. Understood. Thank you. Okay, Parka. Folks, I want you to know if you do not have 25,000 in your account, don't be worried about that. Let me show you what you can do. Let's say you got 3,000 shares of Sofi. Let's just say I'm using a round number, 3,000. All right. This morning, you could have sold Sofi right there this morning at this price, $7.50. And after you sold there, you could have watched it drop back down and you could have bought it back right there at this price, $7.41. So you've sold 1,000 shares at that $7.50, which allows you now to buy back 1,010 shares at $7.41. Okay. But you cannot touch those shares for 2 days. Don't you sell that 1,000 shares, not tomorrow, but the next day. So then the next day comes out of the gate, price runs up, you sell at the high again, buy it back lower, hold that 1,000 shares for 2 days. The next day you do it again. When it gets to the high, you sell it, you buy it back lower, and then the dang thing takes off and you cannot sell it for 2 days. All right. That's going to change to 1 day. That's going to be soon changed to just a 1 day. So you'll be able to sell on 1 day and then buy, sell. You can sell it at the high, buy back in 1 day, and the next day sell at the high again and buy back at the low the next day. It's going to change from T2 trade plus 2 days to T1 trade date plus 1 day. All right. So you can do this with 1/3 of your account right now, every single 3 days. Every 3 days, 1/3 of your account, and you can still make great money doing this, folks. More than you could just holding your shares going long. You will pay a lot more in taxes. you will pay about 30% rate versus 15 to, or so on holding over a year. All right, just so you're aware of that. Okay, everybody understands that. Now, again, the reason you're looking through the view of my phone today is because I got back here and I just wanted to get up and running real quick. Are you using leverage, Catfish? I do use, this is the only stock that I do. Sofi is the only one I have margin on, okay? And I trade on that margin, and I make so much more money trading with keeping the 50,000 and trading 5,000 has been excellent for me, because that just works like you wouldn't believe. Those are all margin 5,000 shares. And that's awesome to be able to use that, because you get so much more return, all right, on that margin than you do on regular shares. But it is riskier. If the day that SoFi drops, boy, howdy, you better be ready, man, to cover that margin call if it comes at you. And it's easy to do. But more often than not, only the amount of shares I'm trading each day. Like today, I only traded 2,000, okay? But I made good money on those trades so far. I sold them at 7.55, 56, 57, and 58. Before that, I take it back, because I actually sold 4,000 shares today, but I bought 2,000 back. I sold at 7.48, and I bought back at 7.40, 7.41, 42, 43. Then I sold at 7.55, 56, 57, and 58, and bought back at 7.51, 52, 53. I'm buying even now. I'll probably buy some more, because I think it's just going to keep going higher. And this was a great day. Look at that. We have closed. The market is closed. And now I'm going to refresh the page and see where we are now. Green still. No 3 cent down. No 2 cent down. No manipulation down. All right, everybody. And where did SOUN end up today? Let's take a quick look at that. Boy, they just came at that and stayed at it, didn't they? SOUN. Another good place. Now, watch. When they come at it this hard during the day, usually you can see a 1% gain after 5 minutes of the market closing, if they are truly manipulated. And there it is. Well, right now it's starting to gain already. And don't be surprised to see it keep going right on up, because this, folks, right here, this chart, that is nothing short of total manipulation. Total manipulation. All right? So be aware of that. That is what that is. And if sound gets bought out, shit, you'll be selling this thing at 20, not 5. All right? Anyway, so let's get on over here. We're looking at KULR. Oh, my gosh. That did make a good move this afternoon. KULR. I want to thank you for who told me about this today. I'm looking at the 1-month chart on it, and this KULR, folks, you need to take a look at this. You need to look at this when it looks like it could springboard and go up over $1 fairly soon. So I see a 30% gain in the future of this stock based on this gorgeous chart, which made a nice platform and pop. And I want you to pay attention to this, folks. Check this out. This is a platform here and a pop. This is a platform, drop, and pop. This is a platform, drop, and pop. And now another drop, platform building on this right here. This one here. Be ye interested in getting, just buy 100 shares. Buy 100 shares. It's 71 cents a share, folks. Buy 100 shares and wait and see what happens with it. If it keeps going up, buy yourself another 50, and then another 50, and another 50 as it rises, because I think it's going to. So this one was brought to our attention yesterday, and so keep your eyes on that one. All right. 10X today. Nice gain on 10X, up 3.87%. Very nice. Let's go over here. This is the next one. TCNNF breaks over $13. And I told you about this one yesterday and day before, everybody. I told you about this one, TCNNF. Why does this stock go up after Tanner bashes the stock? Oh, he's just a dipshit. That guy, I don't know what's up with him, man. I think he's more of a bear than a bull, to be honest with you sometimes. That guy's a dipshit. Why does this stock go up after Tanner bashes it? Because he doesn't know any better. Now, I'll use the same excuse that I did for Anthony Noto coming on my channel the other day. I was talking about David Chiavrini being so stupid and downgrading SoFi stock. And what did Anthony Noto say back to me? He says, oh, well, Tyler, he just didn't know any better. So that's the same thing for this guy, Tanner, with his fraidy cat, wussy pussy face that he keeps putting on. and trying to scare people out of the stock with these ridiculous headlines that he puts up. I think he's a true dipshit, but I got to give it to him. Him and Tanner Tevis did a good story the other day, 3 days ago, on the breaking news about SoFi hiring a position for small business management folks. They're going to make another move here soon because of that position they just put up on that they're looking to fill. SoFi is going to make another move, and I was grateful to those two, Tevis and Tanner, for disclosing that and following and tracking the listings that SoFi has for job positions that are available. And I guess you would just go right over to SoFi's website and go right to, if you want to look at employment or something like that, or job opportunities or whatever they have it labeled on SoFi, and then you'll see what positions they're trying to fill. And one of them is a good move for SoFi very soon here. And this being down 2 to 3 cents, this is what I call all the time. They do it every day. They do it on little one share back and forth selling to each other. One share here, one share there, one share here, one share there. But look at this volume today, folks. 50 million we're going to go over today because there's going to probably be over 500,000 shares traded in after hours. 50 million. We're back up, baby. We're back up again. Now, atrocious volume that shorts can't contain. Now let's go over and look at cost to borrow. Let's get over here and see how many shares do they have left now and how many they might have just returned. Let's get up here and take a look. Now it says April 3rd, out of 10 million shares that they had on March the 8th, they now have how many? Oh my God, 500,000 shares out of 10 million. They've borrowed them all again, people. They frickin' borrowed them all again. They're in a dilemma state here, folks. They are in major trouble. Yep, Jeep Picker SoFi looking good after hours. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, let's see. Oh, yeah, she's going to hold up strong. She looks good. I mean, folks, how can you complain about a 5% gain today with the Dow down 43 points? The NASDAQ only gained 37. The Russell only up 10. And SoFi just rocketing now, and they don't know how to stop it. They've run out of shares here to keep borrowing every day. Their backs are against the wall. Expect a downgrade. But in the face of that, they've got other analysts who have recently been raising their target prices for SoFi. Check this out. There's a video here just now that I did not see before earlier, and I'm going to get on this now. Let's get this to refresh, and maybe we can show you. Call of the day. Call of the day. SoFi. Oh, on market domination. Yahoo Finance, SoFi initiated. There it is. SoFi initiated with a buy rating at Needham. Price target $10. Whoa, here we go. Let's get on this. Let's get on this. Why can't I hear the damn thing? Where's the volume?
A long-term winner.
Let's back it up. Here we go.
Let's check in on some of our top calls of the day. Needham has initiated coverage on SoFi with a buy rating and setting a price target of $10 per share. So it's interesting, Julie, there aren't actually too many bulls on SoFi. In fact, 6 buys, 10 holds, and 4 sells is what I see. But a new one, Needham does initiate coverage. They're bullish. Company, they says, offers the right mix of growth and profits. So they view SoFi as a long-term winner in the digital lending and neobanking space due to its focus on prime and super prime consumers. They also note SoFi does, of course, possess a full banking license. They say that means superior unit economics, in their opinion, versus some of their rivals.
Yeah, that full bank license is one of the reasons that they say that SoFi has, quote, effectively built a better mousetrap as a digital lending platform and neobank. So that's kind of the overall moniker that they give to them. Kyle Peterson and the team over at Needham initiating coverage on digital lending overall. And it's interesting here. They say, like, how do we think of digital lending? What exactly is it? They said it's a mix of fintech companies who are leveraging technology to extend credit to consumers or businesses rather than traditional banks that have branches and lend in that way. And they also said it's tough to figure out what the total addressable market for this is, but they ballpark it at around $5 trillion for the consumer credit market. So that's what they're looking at overall. And they're doing that rating on SoFi. They also have a hold on Affirm and a buy on Moneyline in that same space.
It's been rough going for SoFi so far this year. The stock's down about 25%, but clearly Needham thinks that's an opportunity to pile in.
Oh, I do too. All right. How do you like that? A very nice. And here we go. SoFi initiated with a buy rating at Needham. SoFi stock bull sees long-term winner, everybody, in digital lending. That is from another Barron's.com 6 hours ago. SoFi stock bull sees long-term winner in digital lending. Isn't it amazing how now, as we start to approach the earnings call, everybody's initiating and upgrading, and estimates are rising. Earnings estimates are being adjusted up. SoFi Technologies upgraded to buy. Here's what you should know. That was on Zacks yesterday. Zacks has upgraded them. And I read their article, and it was good. So there you go, folks. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful to see this happening. All the good word, all the good news coming out on SoFi right now. Bye-bye FUD. Time for the good. Out with the old and in with the good. Oh, yeah, everybody. And what are we going to do? We're going to look over here and see what SoFi is here right now in quick after hours. They usually hold it down a penny or two. Notice the number that they've got it down. And folks, don't be worried. You're in good hands with SoFi. All right? You're in good hands with SoFi. Up 4.72%. And I knew this was going to happen because I saw what happened at the close yesterday, everybody. I saw that massive run up at the close, closing at the high of the day almost. And that's what usually happens the next day after SoFi closes at the high of the day. Those of you that are on this channel with me already know I've told you about this. I've told you that when SoFi closes near the high of the day, it almost always launches the following day. And that's exactly what we had happen here yesterday and what the result was today. So thank you all for being here with me. Please be aware we're looking at some other stocks. One of them we have our eye on is this one here, and that is KULR. Look at that chart on that thing over the last 6 months. Oh my God, this thing looks good, folks. That one has been down 5% in the after hours, so it might be a good time to come in even now, because today they were up 7%, and they're obviously short volume, low volume attack coming at them this afternoon in after hours, okay? And I'm guessing here, investing in the electric aircraft revolution, okay? And so anyway, now I'm mentioning this one to you because it is down 6% in after hours, and it was up 7% during the day. So watch to get that right now if you can pick some of that up here in the after hours. The next one we're looking at, TENX. A nice run, up 6% today, everybody. Congratulations. I know some of you did buy some of that yesterday and day before, so good job. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Make sure you have your sell orders in on this stock already. Put them up to $20. Put some at $49. Put some at $75. Some at $88. Some at $99. If you bought this stock, put those sell orders in good till canceled. Next, TCNNF. What a nice call by our buddy Double K. My good friend down in Florida, who I've known for decades, called and told us to get in on this one, and he was right. Get in. TCNNF, wait till the federal government says, yeah, we're okay with marijuana everywhere. They will have this thing jump to 20. All right, next one we're looking at, PLTR. Look at the chart. That's the 1-year chart on this stock. I think it's in a good phase to make a buy on it, and I think it's going to pop off of this number that they got to today. Very nice. Next, Shopify. Folks, here is the 1-year chart on Shopify. I hope you'll consider buying some at this point because I see that as a level of resistance right there, and I think this is a good point to pick some up. All right, I could be wrong. Be careful on this one. It's a little bit pricey, but that one is one that has been worked down today, and I think might be good to get in. Just watch it. DKNG. Well, you can see where this price was on this stock. It was all the way down here at $32 a year ago. And now look where it is. And this is another pick by my buddy, Double K, down there in Florida. And last but not least, Carnival Cruise Lines down just a little bit today. But it looks like somebody's been pitching it, maybe why it did fall. All right. So another one to have your eye on. I bought this stock when it was in during COVID, and I bought it at the $9 range, and I bought it again at 11. So done real well on that. I did sell this when it was here. I did take advantage of it when it got up to $17 or so, $16.90 or whatever it was, $16 right there. So I did get rid of it there. But as you know, some of you know, I've been holding this very long, and I have a pretty big position in CCL since I bought it back during COVID. And you can look back at the 5-year chart and see how low the thing was back there in October 22 and even earlier in 2020. And anyway, you can see right there is where we were. We were in the 13, but even lower here, down in these numbers when it was in the 9s and the 10s and the 11s. So a good place to buy that, and that was a good time to get it. Now we look back over to Sofi. I expect them to run up green in the after hours. I want to thank all of you who've been here with me today. I appreciate it. And I'm not going to stick around on my cell phone running this for long, but one thing's for sure, I didn't have any slowdown. I just can't respond to anybody. I cannot reply to anyone on this channel. So please take a consideration of getting this SoFi stock, even here in the mid sevens, as a steal, people. It's going to most likely go over $10 as it has historically 5 times in the last year and a half. This price has been down in the 7s and gone over 10. It's been down to 6s and gone over 10. It's been down in the 5s and gone back up over 10. It's even been at $4.45 on May 15th and went over 10 in less than 1 month. This stock has a potential to springboard over 10, and it started today, if you ask me, right there. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. All right, everybody, that's it. I'm going to be done here. I appreciate your time. I appreciate everybody being here with me today as we looked at all of these stocks. Let's go look at one last one that we've been watching for some time, CLSK. Clean Spark. Let's go see. This is a Bitcoin company. Down today. Okay. All right. And I wouldn't be surprised then to see BITF down as well. But then again, that thing was so hammered down that it might even have gone green today because it was so beat up when they had the price at new highs. Look at that. Up 1.6% today even. Nice. When you see Clean Spark dropping and BITF rising, that's because everybody else is catching on. This company is going to equal the production rate of CLSK, and CLSK is in the $15 range, $16 right now, and this company is going to be equaling their hash rate in the next 6 months. Over the next 6 months, watch all these miners they ordered start coming in. So that's it, folks. I am going to get out of here. Let's go over here to see if they cost to borrow. And I want to go look back here at institutional ownership. And I want to see right now how many shares they have available to borrow now. 3,500,000. And over the night, they dropped it down to only 500,000 shares left to borrow this morning earlier. So part of the reason we might have seen that nice little run up the rest of the afternoon and go back up over 750. And I got to tell you, folks, for SoFi to close over $7.50 today is freaking awesome. And you should be elated to see that. And look at the volume now, as I told you it would be, over 50 million shares. There's already been 500,000 shares purchased in after hours. And how does Shorty expect to hold the price down in after hours when you've got 500,000 shares already traded in after hours? There's some big buys coming in there in after hours, people. They know where this thing's going, and so does all of you. So thank you here for being here. I'd appreciate it if you would consider at this moment in time all simultaneously. We'll do this at 4:24 and 48 seconds. Hit the like button for me, please. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Please hit that like button right there at 4:24 and 48 seconds. And folks, I'll be grateful for you having done that. And what a great time. Yep, BITF. Yep, nice. CLSK, ouch. Yep, I know. Well, we can't say ouch about Parkash. We cannot say ouch about CLSK at all. There's no saying ouch for us about CLSK, and I will explain why. Because we had a guy on this channel named Danny Dimes, and he came over one day and he said, "Hey, Catfish, take a look at CLSK." And I said, "Okay." And the price right then was right over here, and you can see where it was being bought by us, 453 a share. And when it ran up, and I think he sold it in the eights, I sold it when it got up here into the 11s. And then the thing dropped back down, and I bought it again at $6.97. $6.97. And then the damn thing goes all the way up here, man. So we bought this stock down here. We sold it right here. We bought it back here, and we're going to sell it even higher. I did not sell here. I kept my shares. I probably should have, but I did hold on to them. But a good time to be accumulating some more on this drop. Somebody look at how many times it's hit this drop and gone up. Look at this number, how many times it's gone up from here. So look at this as a good buy opportunity, folks, at 618. Look at that. Think about it, all right? Not telling you what to do, but doggone it, man. Now, last thing I'm going to do is go over here, and I'm going to go over to institutional ownership. I want to check and see if any more institutions came in on SoFi. I'm going to get right now here to owners, institutional owners. Just let me get in here on this. Owners, institution. See if any more came in today. And they have been piling in lately. Up to 804 now, folks, and we only had 799 1 week ago. Every one of them took up a long position. Now, I want to go here and see if we had any buys come in here today. But, folks, when you've got Vanguard Group coming over and adding from 68 million shares up to 81 million shares, follow the money, people. Their share percentage raised by almost 20%, Vanguard. Please, folks, follow the examples of intelligent, wise investment companies that have made billions of dollars. Vanguard and BlackRock. Let's go see who bought some here on today. And I want you to be aware, many of these are going to have been index funds, not ETFs, index funds. So let's go see how many shares that these people have added in percentages. First of all, Versant Capital Management is a shorting company, the one on the top. I already know they're a shorter, all right, just like Citadel. All right, look at how many shares they got rid of today. They dumped 13% of their position on SoFi. They had to sell out. Look at that. Over the value, they dropped 33% because they're losing so much money, folks. That's why they got out on the third, okay? But these other ones are coming in. Look at that. Sato, Invesco. They bought 7,282 shares, folks. Increased their share percent by 65%. Who does that? Now, here's another one. TILT Flex Shares. TILT Flex Shares. A shorting company. They're shorting shares of SoFi. They reduced their position by 2.35% today. All right. They reduced their position. They're shorting. There's more Vanguard. Oh, my God. Vanguard is swallowing this up. Vanguard, how many did they get there? Increased their share position by 5.94%. I'm telling you, folks, follow the freaking money. Money is where flowing into SoFi right now. This Capitalo, I could not determine if they were short or not, but they did dump all of their shares, almost every single one of them. They're down 94%, and I can only assume they only had 2,000 shares to begin with. They're a peon. That's nothing there. Here we go. Another mid-cap ETF buying more, increasing their position by 1.84. Here's another one. This is an equity group, okay? This is an ETF. They've increased their position right here by 24%. Oh, boy. I looked this one up yesterday. DFQTX is a shorting stock. They're shorting, holding short. They have puts held on SoFi. And look what they decided to do. They decided to liquidate 75% of their share value because they're losing their butts. Oh, yeah. It's good for you guys to know this and see this. Newbridge Financial increasing their position by 2.92, increasing their value by 40%. Look at this pink one down here. They're a red, they're a shorter RTSXS. They're so tired of losing money on SoFi, they ditched all their shares, 100% out. They're done. They got beaten into submission, folks. They're out of there. They're completely out of SoFi stock. And you can be sure none of these people that are dumping theirs with the price rising, no way they're going to do that unless they are a shorter dumping 100%. And that's why the price has gone up. Oh, my God. They got to buy out of those positions and return. And, folks, that's pretty much it. I'm going to get back over here to SoFi, the last bit of the day. 754, there it is. And she's going to keep going up. There's no holding it back. There's no wall at 752 in the after hours today. Somebody doesn't have 5 million shares there available for sale. We're going to refresh the screen right now and probably going to see the doggone thing go even greener in the after hours. I would not be surprised one single bit to see SoFi continue to decline. And one thing you need to pay attention to here today, ladies and gentlemen, what was the high today on SoFi? 758. What was the low? 723. Well, how much is that? 758 to 723. $7.58 minus 7.23 equals, that's a 35-cent swing today, folks. And how close to the middle did we end up at the end of the day? All right, 35 cents cut in half. That would be 35 divided by 2 equals 17.5. From 723 plus 17, we should have closed if the Bears had any control, plus 7.23 equals, we should have closed today. Oh my gosh, 7.23 plus 17.5 equals, we should have closed. God, man, oh man, oh man. Hold on. 7.5, 723, 7.58, minus 7.23 equals, yep, 54. Is that right? Minus 7.23 equals 35 cents divided by 2 equals, so 723 plus 17.5, 7.23 plus 0.175 equals, we should have closed at 740 today. And we closed at 754, just 4 cents away from the high, folks. That's a good signal for the shorts to realize time to get out. Man, oh man, when you get that close to closing near the high, she's going higher again tomorrow, folks. Just sit back and watch it. All right, everybody, I'm done here. I thank you for being here with me. I appreciate your patience while you listen to me talk to you about SoFi stock. I know there's plenty of other places you could be. Yep. Wow, that's impressive. Yep. Hold the screen and Hulk, smash that like button. Right. There you go. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Barkat. I am going to get on my way. I want to congratulate each and every one of you who is here with me today that made a bunch of money. All right, and let's keep doing it day in, day out. I'm going to say farewell now. I'm going to click on this so you can see me, that it is Catfish Tyler. And I want to thank you for being here, everybody, as I'm going to go enjoy some time with my wife now. And thank you again so very, very much for being here on this channel and paying attention to what I've been showing you. And I told you a run was on the verge, and it started today. And folks, we got our chances. Again, we're going to probably go over $10 before we even get to earnings. And then whether they pull it back to that $8.94 again, I don't know. But I can tell you one thing. I got my sell orders already all in place, all the way up to $39 on this stock, $39.98 in fact. So, hey, that's going to do it for me. I am out of here. Again, I appreciate it. I'm going to end this live transmission. And tomorrow I'll be up here early and not... I got to say, tomorrow I got to go back to the dentist tomorrow, and I'm going to be there from 11 o'clock, probably until 2 again tomorrow, getting the rest of my teeth cleaned. So Yeah, they're doing an extensive cleaning on me and deep clean. And so tomorrow I'm not going to be here from 11 o'clock on my birthday. I'm not going to be here from 11 o'clock, or actually I'll probably leave again right around 10. And then I will not be here from 10 o'clock until most likely 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe even a little bit later, like today. I think I got on here this afternoon at 2:20. But I'm out of here, folks. Have a good one, everybody. Yep, Cowboy. Hi, mister. Hey, Cowboy. Well, listen, Cowboy, I'm sorry, but at this stage of the game, I'm closing things down right now. You're very welcome, Parka. I appreciate your being here with me today. And Cowboy, I'm getting ready to shut things down, but you can go back and watch this video from earlier and see all the chart information I provided, see all the other major hot stocks that are on our list that we're watching right now and making a lot of money on. So that's going to be it for me today, folks. I'm out of here. Have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow morning sometime around probably 9:15, and we'll see what we can muster up. Have a great day, everybody, a great evening, a safe evening, and I hope that all of your trades are prosperous. I hope you have great health in your life, and I hope, most of all, that you are surrounded with love. There's my heart. All right, I'm out of here, everybody. Have a good one now. And come on, check me out tomorrow. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, the like button, and that notification bell so you'll know when I'm going to come back up live. That's it for today. And I am glad I could be here with you. Bye-bye, everyone.